Right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Pie and Beans Show. First episode.
You looking forward to it?
I'm looking forward to it, mate. Aye.
It's good, isn't it? Do you want to, I think we should do the background of why we've named it the Pie and Beans Show. Do you want to tell it or will I tell it?
I think if I tell it, my mom's going to say it about me. So
So basically when we were about 18
about
or something, and it was like during the week and we were on the Xbox one night. I think it was me, you and Bubs that were on. And I think I was just in one of the moods. I was getting it tight for a full 45 minutes when I was, the slaggings were atrocious. Like it was a bit hypocritical, but because I was getting you like so much shite about being a good or not, and I'm thinking I was like, you have pie and beans for your dinner every night, and you're going off your head like, fuck off, no I'm not, I don't eat pie and beans for my dinner every night. I was like, aye you do, and I was honest, it was going on for about 45 minutes, and then about 45 minutes later, you were on the Xbox, and all you heard was your mom coming into the room and going, Craig, that's your pie and beans ready. I was like, yes man,
that was me, man. The rest of the night.
That was, I don't think you spoke to me for about 3 months after that.
No, it was quite wanted, but
well, I mean, you were sitting, it was just brilliant because, like, there was I know I'm sitting giving you a hard time about it now, but see, last night when I get home, well, I was driving home because after I went to get the t-shirts made. Oh, by the way, the t-shirts, look at them. How good are they?
when these are wanting, then they give me a shout.
Aye, shout out to T-Shirt Nation for them who done that absolutely last minute, and I've got to say, I'm totally impressed and they look great, don't they?
They look alright, to be fair, aye.
I've spent probably more time running about H&M and Primark trying to get a stamp for you that would fit you, to be honest. Because I went, no, here's one for you, right? See, Primark can take a right good flying fuck to themselves. Because I went in last night, right? And I says to the wee woman, I says, look, is there any like just plain black t-shirts? She says, aye, they're all in the shelves over there. So I went to her. And there was muscle fit, slim fit, and tailored fit.
Why'd you not get the muscle fit from me then?
Are you joking? Mate, it would look like the top of that pie hanging out the top of it. You joking?
I will.
So I was like, I says to her, I says, well, have you not got any like regular fit? And she's like, the tailored fit. Mate, I went and tried it on, right? Fuck me, it was like, see that way, it was like overspilling at the top and all that, and it was like painted on. I was like, no, we can't get these are rotten, man. So I eventually went to H&M, so shout out to H&M and all for sorting us out for the, I don't think they're regular fit, I think they're actually relaxed fit.
Just
because we were saying earlier, we were saying, like, because what were you talking about? You're like, what one's pie and what one's beans or something, weren't you?
Aye, what one is his pie and what one is his beans?
What was the other? No,
I'd like to be pie if picking.
Why would you be pie?
Because look at me. In the start of this show, mate.
Because I was talking to you on the way up for this, and I was like, I says, we were always trying to get a feel for what this is going to be, because people have asked me like, what's the context and or the subject, and I'm like, I've not got a fucking clue.
Put a vote out, mate. I'd be pie.
Do you think so?
Aye.
Right, I'll do that in the socials then.
Put a fucking vote out.
Well, why would I be beans?
Everybody wants to fuck pies, they don't want to fuck beans. Right, hurry up, move on, mate. Move on, mate.
No, because I was like, because we were talking about, I was talking about our podcast, weren't we? And like, you're like, you don't want to like copy, but I was like, imagine we could, you know, you're like, we could be like this or that and whatever. And we were talking about certain ones, and you went like that. We could call it the Huts, or we'd be like the Huts. Something we could talk about.
You'd be sitting there like jab out a hut, and I'd be like, his fucking bra.
Fuck off, man. So we put out on the social media the pages about the £50 giveaway, which we will get to. That is coming towards the end, to make sure you listen. I forget, people could just skip to the end of it, you know what I mean? But we will get to that. But what we put up on ours, we wanted to do that wee agony aunt thing, didn't we?
We did. We wanted to get people.
Because you thought you were shit hot at giving out advice, which I thought was a bit.
Listen, I wasn't saying I was shit hot at giving advice. I'd just say, you know, I can empathise with some folk.
Right, well, do you want to know what was said, what the replies were? I don't know if you've seen them.
So give me some of the replies. And
so the first one, right, the first one just said goose.
Goose.
Does that mean anything to you?
Probably somebody calling me a goose, to be honest with you.
But what was, I think you followed them, is it one of the boys you worked with down south?
Oh, was it Ellis Butt saying goose? Because he likes to call me Goose and him Maverick. I don't know why he's fucking Maverick, but
Could you get nae neck, that's how. See, the other one, which I don't know was true, or it was a wind-up or whatever, but I think you should answer it seriously, right? And the guy that they sent it in, he said, I can't get hard.
I can't get hard. Well, listen, I've never really had that problem. I would. I don't know really how he's struggling with that problem. Mate. Is he struggling?
Well, you could just imagine it. Imagine not me, but imagine he said it to you face to face. He's like, buddy, mate, I've got a bit of a problem. I can't get it up.
Well, in the mic. Well, I would say to him, is it a sort of mental block or sort of anxiety thing? You stressing out? Is you can't get hard in general, or is it just when you're ready to fucking go to pound town? What sort of scenario? I think we're going to need a bit more information on.
All right, let's say it's when he's about to get into it.
About to get into it?
Mm-hmm. So what would you say to that? It maybe happened a couple of times or whatever. And he's like,
has he been on the fucking Davy Weir gear or what?
I don't know. I'm just like, would that be a factor, do you think?
It could be a factor. Maybe he's just stressing out, man.
What else?
I don't know, man. Just pop one of them lovely blue pills and see what happens.
Seriously, that's what you're saying to this boy. Like, you were sitting saying to me all week, like, I'm brilliant with advice, man. I could do any bar with MD.
Listen, mate,
and your first go-to is just take a Viagra.
I've never had this issue. This is an issue that's completely new to me. I can't fathom how he. What was it? Was it my grandpa that put the fucking question in or something?
No, it was actually your dad.
Right, moving on first, man. Let's.
Do you know, I didn't really want to talk about it, but I was going to like do a rant, and what has been pissing me off this week is like drivers, right? And see how like when you're driving, like, and see first thing in the morning if you're going to your work, right? And you're trying to like drive through rent or something, and it's a 30 and there's somebody doing 20, and that winds me up. Like, see, like the only people who are out that time in the morning driving that slow are folk who have left in plenty of time, pure tryhards, know what I mean? Like absolute pricks. But then again, on the way up here,
you've acquired 12 points, ran 3 red lights, nearly crashed into 2 different fucking women. You've also got about 3 parking tickets because you refused to pay for parking. So who's the real fucking menace of the road here?
In my defence, that's the first one. I know the one you're talking about at the junction. Well, it was like the 2 lanes were going round like that. And that was
the 2 lanes were going like that, and you just shot straight out in front of somebody, ran a red right, nearly
a red right, aye.
Listen, mate, the lights, the pressure. He's a break.
Fuck off. No, I think I'm quite glad that we've managed to get this happening eventually, because how long have I been jarring you up?
He's been doing my nutting every day for about a year, phoning me every day. It's just been a bit of a pain in the hoop, to be honest with you, but we're here now, so. What
made you eventually do it? Because what actually happened was I'd been talking to you about it for months and saying I want to do this. I think, well, it's like the Carol Pilkington effect, essentially. Like I can try and take my foot off the gas. I don't need to be funny. I can just do it for my gigs and just take you along with me, and you'll just be a fanny, which you are. But and it was like, you were like, I know, maybe, humming and hawing, right? Everybody that we know knows you to just hum and haw. It's all you do.
No, I was humming and hawing, you know what I mean? But at the end of the day...
And then what? And then eventually when you said you signed on, when was that?
When was I don't know. It was
after I was fucking ready to go and do it.
After you're ready to do it, because then
because you're a lazy bastard.
Maybe, but also as well,
So I'd done all the work. I'd get the t-shirt sorted. I'd get the fucking with the run through. I had got obviously booked in here. I'd organised with our guest. And I says, right, I basically text you saying, right, I'm going into the studio next week to do it. Are you coming? I or no? And you went, oh, you've done them at Isle Joe. And I was like, aye, very good.
Listen.
You've still not lifted a finger.
Listen.
I asked you to help out with the giveaway and you went like that. Oh, don't, mate, it'll be fine. We'll just...
See, actors, think they'll fucking have to plan the show now. They get a script and they get told, this is when I want you here. And that's what you've done with me. You want to bring the stars in. You want to bring me in. So you just fucking tell me where to be, when, and I'll fucking come here and do what I'm meant to do.
I was well no fucking doing it then. Was well calling it the Biddy Show and just letting you crack on.
Well, call it a Biddy Show if you want, mate.
No, because even at that, I'd still need to fucking organise everything.
Right. We're going to announce our guest yet?
I think that's a good idea before I take your jaw off, man. Also. Right, so the first guest is an absolute belter, innit?
I'm excited for it. I'm really excited for it. I listened to his podcast, some of his podcasts today. I watched some of his comedy when you announced him, and I'm pretty buzzing.
As I pulled it right out of the bag. See, for the first episode, you're like, how are you going to get on? And we'll have pulled it right out of the bag.
It's good.
So, without further ado, welcome to the Pie and Bean Show, Mikey Motion.
Ho, 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 ho! Hello, Pie and Beans. Pie. And pie!
Yes.
And beans. How we doing? Happy to be here.
How you doing, man? It's good to see you.
It's good to see you. So we're going to sit here and kid on that this is us just meeting, but we all drove down in the motor together.
How fucking terrifying was it?
That was scary. Aye, I'm a bad passenger and all, but I'm good. I'm good. How are you guys? She's good.
I'm good.
I'm
mate.
alright, man.
My arse was going a wee bit when the lights, camera, action came on. I'm settled into it.
Don't worry, bro. This is your first podcast, so I'm very happy to be breaking. He's in. Breaking your podcast virginity. The two of you, and it's a threesome. Do you know what happens? Is after a podcast, this is your first one, so you'll not know what happens.
Oh, you tell
The
us.
three's got up the road, we all have sex together.
Well, I mean, why do we need to go up the road waiting for this? A fucking casting
That's a
couch.
casting couch here,
Can I just stop you, right? There is no way I'm getting into bed with him, right? He's well known.
They snore.
No, it's not David, that, mate. It's like fucking that.
Mate, Mama was fucking watching this.
Got a big dong.
Oh, mate, you're well known for it, right? Like, do you not remember, where were we? We were in your house, we were like 18 or something before we went night out, and he's the worst for getting ready, right? You'd be like, right, we'll come to yours at 7, we'll start getting bevied and then we'll go out. So we were there at 7 and you're still in your boxers, right?
Aye,
so we'd be sitting in your living room, and that's another reason. Shout out to your mum and dad, because it's the only place left I know of in Scotland that you can smoke indoors. As it's great, and they've got the wee spinny ashtrays. It's fucking what an experience it is. And you'd be sitting there at like 7, you'd be in your kegs, not even washed, heavily in your bed all day, and we're like, right, well, we'll just sit in the living room, get bevied, and we'll wait on you. 9:30, right, you come in, still in the boxers, right, and I'm sure, I don't know if you'd been bevying, and you just started whipping it out and windmilling, right, he nearly took off, and see when he took it out, we were going like that. Is it meant to look like
Aye,
that?
mate, listen, man, everybody's got that one pal that's got a big giant dong. Do you know what I mean? Like, I remember my pal, Sweeney, shout out to Sweeney, when I was 11, he was 12, and his cock was about that size. And I was always like that. When's mine going to get to that size? And it's still no. 25 years later. Honestly,
Listen to Santa for a knob like that.
my full knob is about his foreskin is bigger than the size of my full knob. And he used to just whip it out and slap it off his chest and all that. Like, what the fuck, man? Honestly, just to fuck it. It's huge, man.
That's a bit like you. You started after that first time, and we all went like, I fair dues to Biddy, by the way. You know what I mean? He's packing
I've
on.
always
It wasn't
wondered-
away.
Right, just like, how does it feel, mate? Just to know you've got a big dong.
Do you know what, mate? Listen, it feels alright, but see if you don't fucking put it to use, it doesn't fucking matter.
Because I'd be fucked. I mean, I've got a hard on the now, right? And you can't see
You
it.
bricked up on it.
Right, that's me.
what it's fuck, mate.
That's me with a bricky, right? That's me with a stodger, and I mean, like, I'd probably be in the jail because I'd just be walking about, like, just with a store. Like, it would be doing that legs. I'd be just walking about like that. Know what I mean? Like, I've always wondered, like, because I obviously, like, I mean, I don't know. Like, I watch a lot of porn, and I think to myself, every cunt, even the cunts with wee dicks and pornos knobs are bigger than mine. Even the Japanese pornos.
Jesus Christ.
I don't know if we can use that, can we?
We can put whatever
Sorry,
we
but
want.
let's
We'll save that for like the Christmas special when we do like the too hot for TV.
No,
number,
but
innit?
it's
Big
just
man's got
like,
creative control.
I don't know, man.
It's
It was penis envy. Penis envy, know what I mean?
Totally.
I always, like, a day, like, I thank the universe for a lot of things, and one of them is just a big stoter.
Listen, mate. But hang, mate, you've got the jokes in that.
Aye,
That's
that's
what
it.
you've got going for you.
I sympathise with you because like they say
Mate,
like,
I'll cut you off. It's no that, just for anybody watching it, it's no that me, right?
I wish you'd have let me went on
There's
there.
nothing funny, right? I know you've got a big knob. I don't know if you go about saying I've got a big willy,
mate, I don't know.
but there's nothing funny about saying on stage or anything like, my knob's massive. Obviously, self-deprecating. I know my knob's tiny, right? It's funnier to say that, right? And it's right. It's see when it's fucking just like the new, right? Just a wee softy, right? It's tiny, right? But it grows to a no bad size. It could be bigger, right? But it's not bad.
We've done this every year.
I know I was going to, mate.
It's all right. Listen, it's a surprise for birds and all. To see, like, obviously, when I put a lot of jokes up on Facebook, just like, I'll just write like 3 o'clock during the day like, man ob's tiny. That's my post, right? Right, just
get on his Facebook,
man ob's tiny, right?
Your boss coming on that. Don't worry, son. Don't worry. I love you anyway.
Man ob's tiny or something like that, and then like I done in the vibe room I was on, and obviously I was doing my wee knob bit of jokes about having a wee knob, and I was saying my knob's like a wee flump that you would, a miniature flump you'd get in a 10p mixture, same shape, same colour, same size, and that's when it's hard. And then I says, my dick's that wee, I could shag a polar mint. I could open up a packet of polar mints and use it as a fleshlight. And then as I went into my next dick bit, my knob's that wee, a lassie up the back shouted, his knob's no wee. He's got a big one. And it was a stalker.
Well, maybe touch on that a wee bit later, because I think we'll definitely talk about getting into
See,
comedy.
we're just on this subject of these type of jokes. Have you got
I'm
any
not
jokes?
doing, Biddy, I'm not doing the first hour episode or whatever just on your fucking...
What are you going to say, Biddy boy?
Listen,
What are you going to say?
If you get any jokes that you think are a bit sort of dark that you can't really tell you're willing to say in the podcast, you thought that's a joke I've wrote, that's fucking out of order, but I'll say it here for the first episode.
Let me think. There is a few, there's ones that I've kind of done and I've been like, right, I need to kind of tone it down. Like there was one I was doing, and obviously I'm not a racist, right?
Jesus, mate, this is never been
Lovely way to start it.
platform.
But I was doing this voice thing about a hooker saying I had a wee knob. But obviously, you get Romanian hookers. So I was doing like their voice, and I'd done it a few times that was getting laughs, and somebody says to me, I'm glad you said Romanian at the end of that, because it sounded a wee bit like a kind of Pakistani accent. So, you know what I mean? And obviously like, I had to change it all up, but there's ones like, when my mum died, I just started writing jokes, just because that's the kind of nature, just to kind of, I says like, I went up and I says on the stairs like, my mum passed away last year, and then I said, so that's a whole year without masturbating. Because it's too weird, right? Because I'm like, because the priest says to me at the funeral, Michael, your mum is always with you. So every time I go to have a wank, I'm like, oh fuck this man. You know what I mean? And I mean, things like that, I mean, I suppose that's not really that bad. Like, I've not really, I was doing the Fringe last year, I done a show called Wrong Comedy, right? And it was with Bob Walsh, and this is an offensive show. It says it on the tin, it's like fucking loud, blue, sweary, leery, offensive shit. So I used most of that stuff at that, and, you know, I mean, things like, you know, midget, you can't really say midget anymore, can you? It's got to be little person. Or
We'll suss out when we put this out how many complaints we get.
I know, man, just bleep, bleep.
You one of these guys that finds humour in sort of like dark places and bad times, because
Aye.
I'm kind of like that as well. I remember it was the back end of last year, January, when my gran passed away, right? All the families there were spending our final moments with her, and she finally passed away, and it was just sort of eerie in the room. So I turned to my wee cousin. Have you ever played Warzone?
No.
On COD?
No, mate.
Right, you'll see when you die on COD and Warzone, you go to something called the Gulag.
Right.
And you have a 1v1 with somebody, and if you win that, you're back out. So I turned to my wee cousin, I was like, don't worry mate, she'll catch the Gulags, we're back in a minute. He's actually in tears.
Oh, for fuck.
No, definitely. In my hangme, my grand's funeral, we were on the motor, but see, my dad's, I get that from my dad, right? Like, doesn't matter what the fuck is happening. It doesn't matter what it is, my dad will have a joke about it, right? Like, we were on the fucking, in the funeral motor, right? And it was like my mom's that died, my gran, and we were just driving past a graveyard and we're going to a funeral, right? And my dad's like that. It's like my auntie's not that, and my dad's like that. Do you hear the wee guy that invented the crossword died yesterday? Well, no, he's like, he's buried in the graveyard, 4 up and 2 along. Right? And then he done that. He's like, aye, my best pal died a few months ago and all. He's like, carrot, wee carrot. He's like, there was some turn up at his funeral. No, it was just pure stupid shit like that when you're not meant to. Like the funeral director that buried my gran, right, was called Joe Nelson. And see my dad and my uncle, right, they were bound, at my gran's funeral at the wake, they were cutting about doing a mad dance like Joe Nelson, he buries the dead, and they were calling it, he buries the dead, well, what the fuck, man, and they were calling him Deed Joe, because Undertaker, that big Deed Joe, what the fuck, man, have you no respect? And about 10 minutes later I had the karaoke at my gran's funeral, like some of my cousins started like,
did you not get fully at your grand's funeral?
I was wrecked, man.
Listen,
I know your family mate listening to this.
Oh no, I've definitely got a few videos. I mean, my wee cousin had my fucking tie around my head, spanking about a dog, dancing and all that.
Aye.
This man's grand's funeral and he's treating it like a fucking wedding reception.
That's
Listen,
it,
mate,
but
we
mate,
need to celebrate their life.
see funerals, they're fucking better than weddings. They are. see the party after it, because you end up with fucking cunts like you've not seen in ages, and you're pure like.
I'm sure that happens at a wedding, I know.
I know, mate, but weddings are alright, but
Plastic funerals.
funerals are the way forward, mate.
Hold on to be murdering a few cunts and get a few funerals lined up, man.
I had honestly a clear image in my head of how this podcast was going to go, and it's totally went off the fucking
Mate, listen,
rails, man.
it's
That's
fucking good. We're here. Well,
I can't believe it.
Listen, mate, we can edit
here,
it.
what do you want to know?
Right, so I think I really wanted to kind of, especially with any guests that we get on in the future as well, I want to kind of go, no, directly back to the start, but look,
James English,
aye, no like that, because
take you back to the start.
aye, fuck that for a laugh, right? I can't listen to
Go
that
say
voice,
it.
it does my
Just
fuck.
say it. I know you want to say it.
No, I'm not, because I'll end up punching mine cunt in. So the big thing for you at the start, teenage years and whatever, was definitely the DJing.
Aye.
Talk us through that. Talk us through the falling in love with the DJing, getting your first gig as a DJ, or the first time you actually went to whether it was a party or whatever and started DJing.
Right, well, I suppose we're going back to the year of 1994, 1995, I would say. That's when I started kind of really like enjoying music. Right, so I started to get into like finding out what different styles of music were. Not my dad, my dad is into everything, every fucking fucking jazz, rap, fucking grime. 62, he's into fucking grime and all. I'm like, what are you doing, right? He's into fucking country and western, everything. So he always had fucking hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of records, vinyls and CDs and all that shit. And I would steal them. I'd go into his room and fucking go in, and I remember, I think I must have been about 9 or something, about 8 or 9, and my dad gave me a big old massive it was a big built-in, it was a tape player. There wasn't a CD on it yet, I don't think. It was a tape player and there was like a vinyl hang to tap. We had it was like tape decks basically. So I was just fucking had the radio on it and all that and just like make mine wee tapes sort of thing. And that was the first thing. I used to go to this wee disco, the Whittleburn Rave, every Friday, religiously. Like the first time I went to that, I was 6, right? And it was a lassie that stayed upstairs that was a lot older than me. She fucking says, chat my mum's door, can I take Michael to the disco? She used to take his room. After that I went, I was hooked on just like rave music and all that. So that was that. I really loved, my first real love, like music wise, was hip hop.
Right.
Like my mum was going to kick me out the house. I thought I was black. I thought I really did want to be like. I thought I was going to be like Eminem or something. Do you know what I mean? When I was a wee guy, I loved it. So I ended up. I think it was maybe that was like 97, 98. I was right into hip hop, and it was my auntie that bought me this video for Christmas. It was called. You know what Death Row is?
Aye, definitely.
So it was this videotape called Death Row 2 Gangster for TV, right? And it was like all the music videos, but there was this one particular video. It was DJ Quick, and the tune was called Sweet Black Pussy, right? And I swear to God, right, like it was the first time I ever saw an actual set of decks and what they were, like an actual DJ, and the DJ quit, he was scratching, and it was that was pure piss there, right? But right, I can usually come under pressure, it's the lights, right? But I just loved the sound of scratching, right? I don't know what it was, I just heard it, and cause I seen this guy, it was like magic. I was like, that's what I want to do. That's what I wanted to fucking do. And it was like, once I knew what they were, decks were, like I didn't know anybody that had a set of decks or anything like that, like for where I was fair, anything like that at the time. I just didn't really know what it was about. But once I knew what they were, I started asking my mum and dad, like fucking every day I was bugging them, like, can I get a set of decks, please? Can I get a set of decks, please? Can I get a... And I think I asked them for a whole year. And then one day, it was 1999, I went for school one day, and I went to my room and there was a fucking set of decks on my bed.
Quality.
And my wee Wally had a wee hard on. And I was like, fuck me, man, they were just there. That's what all I wanted. And right beside it on the flare was a big fucking box of vinyl, right? And I knew at that point I was really into hip hop, but I knew what hardcore and rave was. Like, I had all the Bonkers CDs and I always had that, but started flicking through the records and it was like Scott Brown, Hixie, Sharkey, like all these fucking tunes. And when I went into like school, I think it must have been first or second year, started to get to know all the boys with different schemes that had decks and collected vinyl and all that. And one of the boys came down and he was looking through the records and he's like, these are fucking like rare as fuck. So I already had a chunky box of records to go, and because most of the kind of the happy hardcore stuff I was getting into at the time, and like the Dutch like bouncy techno, they all had fucking like wee rap samples in them. Do you know what I mean? Like, right. So pure for me, that was like magic again. I'm like, this is class. After I got into Raymond's, kind of learned how to mix, I just fucking hip hop was just out the window, and it was just happy hardcore. I just learned how to mix, and then obviously the main thing I wanted to do was scratch, and I just practiced in my room every day for hours and hours and hours, and I started making tapes, and every cunt fucking around about all the schemes had my DJ name at the time was DJ Wee Mick, right? That was my name, Wee Mick, and every cunt had a tape in my school, and the tapes just went fucking like, maybe viral if you feel it, but social media wasn't out at the time, but every cunt kind of had a tape and they would get passed about the schemes and all that. So I was doing that for a long time, and then I think it was like my wee bra, the first party I ever played at, the first gig I ever had was my wee bra's 12th birthday party, and it was just all his wee pals in a fucking community centre. And I didn't have speakers at the time. All I had was a wee, in my room I had my decks plugged into a wee stereo, but obviously I was doing a party, we had to get party speakers, so my mum went away and done the damage again, got these big fucking fuck off mega fucking
Asbo speakers,
ass blasters, man. Jam over where they blew your pubes off, mate. Like, I didn't even have any pubes at the time, they blew my mom's pubes off, right? But
fucking talking about buyer's remorse,
they hang me them. She bought me them in an amp, and then went in, done the party, it was class. And then because I'd done his party, all his wee pals, like, were all kind of turning this 12 and
so they're parties and you're getting booked to do them.
A couple of the wee lassie pals asked me to do their parties, and then because that was out there that I was doing parties, all the older ones for like different schemes were turning 16 and they were wanting me to do their parties, right, yeah. And then it was 18th and then it was 21st I was doing. So I was doing all that, and obviously all I wanted to do was, my dream when I was a wee guy, like getting into DJing, was to play at Archaeos, right? Because I went there religiously for the age of 11, 12, 13, 14 Archaeos unders, and the DJ in there at the time was DJ Dario. It was like Mark Smith and all that, and they were just like, they were my heroes. And my dream was I used to go and bounce about, and it was all the young teams all scrapping and all that, but I just used to stand and just
and
watch
the chaos,
getting cracked at the same time. I used to watch, and I used to just fucking pure. I suppose I was manifesting before I even knew what it meant or knew what it was. I realised years later that's what I was doing, but I didn't know. I was just dreaming. So I think it was was about 17 by this point, and there was a competition, the Glasgow Newbury DJ competition, and it was held in Archaeos, right? So I used to go up to this record shop in Argyle Market. It was called Beastie Records. It was a guy, DJ Bucky, who ran it, and it was him and a couple of other bigger DJs that were the judges for this competition. So I entered into that. So I got to play. It was room 2. It was Betty's in Archaeos, and it was, I think there was about 300-400 people that entered. There was people from fucking England that come up, people from Ireland, and I fucking ended up coming second out of all the people.
That's amazing.
So
what age were you in?
17.
17-year-old, and was there I take it these folk were a lot older than that?
Aye,
well,
aye.
they fucking must have been to be able to afford
It
to
was
go up to here to there.
there was men, fucking a lot of young boys, do you know what I mean? But there was older guys there and all, and I was playing hardcore. A lot of other people were playing like house, some techno, Scouse house, fucking all different styles of music, hard style and that. But I just stuck to my guns and just went up and I was fucking being it yaldy, just bouncing about, fucking loving it. Like, yes, I'm here, I'm doing it. Ah! So I was just pure into it. I was just loving it, man, right? And the good thing about it was, man, fucking all my pals got behind me. Like, there was honestly, like, every time I had a gig, like 60, 70 cunts were all coming to see us. Like the full of Fernhill, full scheme. We're just all following us everywhere. So that was that. I came second in that. My pal, who was my rival back then at the time, not my rival, but he came first. Right?
Oh, really? I thought you were going to say it was Sunday for fucking... Like,
no, man. Joe Craig, he's like me and him make tunes together now, and we're called Itchy Bastards. That's one of our wee early season. We've played all the place together. But at the time, we were like, fucking... Do you know what I mean?
Aye. Well,
so he came first, but I ended up, one of my CDs or my tapes got it, right? And it was Rob the Rhythm, who's a big DJ, and he used to run an event called Twisted and Brainfire, which was in Archaeos, and they done gigs all over the place. And I was sitting in my pals one night, right? Just we're getting a bevy, getting a smoke or whatever, and we were on the decks. There was about 4 or 5 days in, and my phone went. I was like, oh, who's that? And he's like, it's all right, mate, it's Rob the Rhythm. I was like, what? He's like, I've heard your tape. And I was like, all right. He's like, we're just wondering if you want to come in and get a set at Twisted and Brainfire. So that's a proper rave event with like fucking all the like Scott Browns, Hixies, Sharkies, all the fucking cunts I listened to as a wee guy. So I was like, come off the phone and I was telling my pals, like to my pal Jeff, I'm like, I was Rob the Rhythm. He's like, shut up. I was always winding them, always winding. Like, I spoke a lot of shit, I know, constantly, and they're like, I don't believe you, know. But anyway, that happened, and then my name was on the flyer, and then seeing that, I was like, fuck me. I done that, and it was basically what happened was it was a vinyl set in the round room in Archaeos. That was the place I always wanted to play. And that was hit, and I was like, you're fucking dancing. Oh, I've fucking hundreds of cunts came to see us, and I was on right before Scott Brown, who was my fucking hero at the time, right? And then he was running late, so I had to end up playing a bit longer. And then he came up and fucking high-fived us, and my pals are like, fucking yes. So that then Twisted and Brainfire ended up making me the resident.
All right, aye.
Aye, so basically I became, every party through, I was on it, and we were all up and down the... I've played like every fucking O2, like in the UK near enough, all the big clubs, all the big super clubs, like, and it was just because they fucking saw me, they seen something in me, and I used to bring a big crowd on all, so like, that's fucking good for ticket sales. And then, aye, that's kind of how I got into it, and it's fucking, I just love it, you know what I mean? It's like there's something about it, like, because I've just always loved it, I'll never stop it. Do you know what I mean? It's one of the things that I'll just never stop doing, because every time I go up, it's just such a fucking buzz, and I just enjoy it so much, man.
It's realising the dream of a wee boy, and it's like,
aye,
fucking me being able to, I don't know what my dream would be. The Hydro would sound good, do you know what I mean? But a weekend show, headlining a weekend show at a comedy club is even, that's pretty much, do you know what I mean? That would probably be my equivalent. But you're talking about obviously the DJ and stuff like that, because it didn't just stop there.
No.
It fucking went mental, didn't it?
Aye, man, it's like, we ended up, as I says, we ended up doing gigs in England and all that, and it was another thing that kind of happened as well. Another thing I manifested. I think I was must have been about 18 at this point, and me and a bus of my pals, about 20s, went down to Southport, an event called Hardcore Heaven Weekender, which was huge. The fella Southport just gets shut off for this rave. So every chalet's got fucking ravers for all the fucking country in it. It's like Friday, Saturday, Sunday and Monday, right? So it's just in the main stage, there's fucking all different rooms. We went to that, right? Fucking fella about fucking 20 eckies in the way down the bus. Just falling about, just disgusting, man. We all went to that again, floating about in the rave, and it was good going down there because the raves down there are just another world, right? Like they're on all night. Up here, the 3-4 a.m. they finish. Down there, they don't stop.
Just keep going.
It's they had a fucking 24-hour drinking license. So it's just the rave doesn't stop, and the sound systems. I was talking about the fucking man's my mom about me. The sound systems, they go right through you. You feel it. It's like, I'm trying to explain it to you. It's not just like got a music king or a concert. It's a rave. There's something about it. It's a mad fucking feeling. It's a mad vibe, and it's just I got addicted to that.
You've been to raves, haven't you? It's personally no my scene.
Aye.
I've just like the most I ever got close to that was like you'd go to Mel's and GBX or something like that. That was kind of where I kind of drew the line. A bit more than that was a bit
See,
too,
like that's
too
just
hardcore for
that's
me.
just a fucking
It's a
night.
bit heavy duty. I was more
That's
into
just
like Katy Perry and that. You know what I mean?
That's just like a night with tunes. A rave, like a real rave, a proper hardcore rave is. She try to explain it to people. I used to come back, right, and my brother Steve, he's 3 years younger than me. So, see, when I used to come back for these raves, fucking didn't even look at me. My fucking eyes were all there. I was fucking out my box coming home. I would wake him up and I'd telling him I'm all about it, like, mate, I can't wait till you can come and see and feel this. And I can't wait till you experience this. I tell him everything about it, the way it was. And I used to get fucking pure excited and buzzing about it the way I'm getting to know. And I used to tell him about it, and he would never ever know. But see, when he came, like me and Steve, when he turned 17, we went to fucking HDID in the Sun, which is a full week a rave for a week festival, right? And me and him were bounced about down in the middle of sound system pumping, Phil Ector looking at each other. I'm like, this is what I was talking about. He's like, mate, I'm telling you, there's honest to God, it's just. I try and explain it to people, and I don't know if but it's just a mad ravey vibe. But that was what happened. I went down to the Hardcore Heaven Weekender again. On the way back up on the bus, I was like to my pals, I'm going to play at that. And they're like, no chance, not that. And then the second one, right, that was the very first one we went to. The second one, I got booked for it. It was Al Twisted and Rob the Rhythm. Al Twisted's my manager. He's been my manager for fucking years now. He's always looked after my gigs. He's always got his hunters of cracking gigs. And he messaged me one day, and I swear to God, I was actually going to get this tattoo the day he messaged me. And it's a fucking, it looks shite now, but it's a Hardcore Heaven Weekender logo. And he messaged me saying, you're booked. And I was like, get the fuck.
So how old were you when this all happened?
I think it was about 18 or 19 by that point.
19, 19-year-old boy, always wanted to be a DJ and getting booked for going to get the fucking logo for the thing and then getting booked for it.
Mate,
you can't even describe it. I couldn't even
aye, mate,
ask you to describe
it was amazing. It was like, because I just loved it. Like, I used to be into Fitbin when I was a wee guy, like right into Fitbin, but all that just went out the window, and this was it. You know what I mean? It was just a pure heavy lifestyle. You know what I mean? Like everything that went with it, just all the new tunes that were coming out, fucking try to make tunes with our pals, just fucking everything about it was just so good. And then after I played at the second one, I get booked for every one of them. So every year we all went and I played at them all. And then after that, I ended up, see, when I said that I went to HDID in the Sun with my brother, Steve-O, we went to the first one together, and then I ended up playing at the rest of them and all. So I played in Loretta Mara club called Colossus. I played in that for 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 5 years. And then after that stopped, I started playing at Ibiza Goes Hard, played at that for 5 years in a row. So it was all, every year I had a holiday, didn't I? Pay for a holiday. Every fucking year I get
carnage.
do you know what I mean? All I needed was my spending money. I was getting booked to fucking play. My flights were sorted, my hotel was sorted. Any bird I had at the time, they came with us. My bra came with us. It was amazing.
So obviously you've done hundreds of these. Is there one that stands out and you go, that was the fucking pinnacle, or that was the best ever? And I'm just, if I could relive any moment of my life forever and ever, that would be it.
There's been fucking, mate, there's been so many, right? But Germany was amazing. I played at an event called Pussy Motherfuckers. Mate, this is
It's last Saturday night at your house.
25,000 people at this thing, right?
You were playing at it?
I was playing at it, I wasn't headlining it, but I was in the dark side up tempo room, and mate, unreal, fucking wild, just hundreds of mad German cunts, German birds with their heads shaved, fucking fucking good at it. No, but that was good. But one of my favourite ones was the Sanctuary Festival, Sanctuary Outdoor in Birmingham. Fucking, it's like basically like a hardcore tea in the park. Right, just a big field with hundreds of different tents, and there's a big outdoor stage. Now, I was already booked to play in this fucking mad, it was like a tunnel, a doom it was called. You go down a wee hang and it's like as if you're going underground, right? And that was amazing. That was on the Friday night I played, right? And then I was just floating about the rest of the weekend full of kit, right? Just full of mustard, a lot, full of everything. And then on the Sunday, I was lying in a keyhole, and my manager Al, he's like, Mikey, get up mate. Started kicking me. He's like, do you want to sit on the outdoor stage? And I'm like, what? He's like, yeah. He's like, I've been asked to get a DJ, do you want to do it? I'm like, fuck me man, just getting all my shit together, getting ruined. And I played on the outdoor stage on the Sunday, and it was fucking I was just stunning. Look, couldn't believe it. Just
how many folk do you reckon were there when you were playing?
Maybe about 200 or something. But because this is outdoor bit, but there's still hundreds of different tents going on.
Aye.
And then there's people walking by and all that I know, but just to do that, just to play, it was a Core outdoor stage. It was a mad magazine they used to boot years ago called Core Magazine, and that was their stage, the outdoor bit. And honestly man, I fucking played just played all my favourite tunes, man.
That's amazing.
Again, what I mean?
Living a dream, love to hear it.
Aye.
So obviously, kind of ready for the DJing, you're probably most known for a certain viral video that came out. I remember, I think I was about 13 or something when it came out.
Fuck's sake.
Does that make you feel old?
I
think it must have been something like that, because it was running about the time Vine and all that, was it, wasn't it? Do you remember Vine? It was running about that. Obviously I'm talking about Bergie Boy. So tell us a wee bit about how that all came about.
I created a monster with that, mate.
The great ass.
Because I can't get away from it, no. Right, but basically what it was, I've always done fucking sketches for about 12, 13 years. Always just recorded mad shit and put it out. But the Bergie Boy thing started with me months and months and months before I even done that video. I was spotting wee alkies and such, and heroin addicts for different schemes that had the old bear glasses on, and I would take a picture, put it up on Facebook, and I started a thing called Bergie spotting. Right, and I would say like, oh, they're an alky with a bear goss on, 250 points. And everybody started doing it. So everybody that's seen somebody with a bear goss on, they'd take a picture and do that, they'd tag me in it and do that many points do I get. So I was a point conductor. So that heavy caught on. But people for fucking that I know for the raves for England were doing it, people for Canada, people for fucking all the place were taking pictures, and so that there was always something there. The Bergie pattern had started, right? I went to Ibiza Goes Hard, took my bear goss with me, and I was fucking sunbathing with on and all that. The picture went viral, and it was me with a bear goss on and 3 mad darlings. 4 maybe sunbathing with bikinis on. I'm just in a bear goss like that. So that went mental. So there was always something there. And then I was out all weekend, one weekend, and it was a Sunday, and I was up at a lassie's house. Shout out, yeah. Put her Instagram. We'll do that, like we'll add that in. So basically she's like, oh, you're going to love this. I'm like, what? She's like, I've got a bear goss in the cupboard. I'm like, get it out. Like, trying it on, like, yes. The voice hadn't even, the Bergie voice wasn't even born yet. So that was that. So I took that offer, obviously, and I kept it, right? Because that's what was happening. I'm down the road, and I'm like, fuck, I've got about 4 or 5 bear gosses now. And in my head, I was like, right, I'm going to put them all. I just done it. It just happened. I put them all on, zipped them all up, and I was like to my brother, what a video this? He was used to doing that anyway. He was always just like, right, what am I doing now? Like, just hold the fucking camera. I was like, absolutely bloody roaster in here, sure it is. Right?
No, I can't even say. I find that, see, after saying that and having it on the internet for how long it's been, see, when I remember the first time you done it in front of me, I think we were in your house, and I didn't want to say it at the time, but I was sitting there and you went, oh, it's absolutely bloody roaster, right? And I went, that feels weird you doing that in front of me, man. I was like, I'll get to fuck.
my pals were heartbroken to find out that was an actual sketch.
Aye. Because see what happened was, right, I posted it. It was a Sunday, 12 o'clock during the day, right? I posted it and it just went fucking mental. Right? It just, the views were just going up and up and up, and every cunt was tagging us and sharing it. It just went fucking ballistic, right? And then Unilad and all that wanted it, and fucking I was like, oh, how much? You know what I mean? So I'll sort you a deal out, Mikey. I got 150 quid for it or something, right? They bought the rights and they shared it, and then that's when it went mental. So that night, man, me and my pal Sean, shout out to Sean, put his Instagram bio up. Good boy. Shout out to Rick Glassman, he does that all. We were reading the comments, right? And I swear, man, I was getting fucking slaughtered to death. He's an idiot and all that. Like, imagine, is that his real voice? Hundreds of like people for the good thing about it is I met a lot of good folk through it. There's people who, because sometimes every now and again I go into the Unilad one, somebody will tag me in it, right? As if I've not been fucking tagged in it before. I get tagged in it about fucking 45 million times a day, right? I'm like, calm down everybody, I know, I was me done it, right? I'm trying to get away from it. But I'll read through the comments, most of them are all good. Like, oh, this is my favourite video, tagging. See that's brilliant. Like, I'm best pals with a guy from America now, right? Best pals. And he's seen that video. And he messaged me, and then we're pals now. He just messaged me. Look, Jared Smith, he's like,
do you want to put his Instagram up and all over that?
Put Jared's Instagram, Jared Smith. He's like, I haven't seen any posts in a while. Are you banned?
You were saying you're in the Facebook jail.
Aye, but so I've met a load of good people through it. Then, obviously, once that character was born, I was like, right, I could do a couple other wee videos with this character, and then that just turned into a fucking character, and then I done it live.
How did it get done live, and where did you do it live?
Classic Grand.
And how did it get done?
Amazing. It went fucking class.
Does that annoy you? Looking back on you now doing stand up like just as you, and then going, fuck's sake. So, because no, don't get me, I've seen you, I think you're brilliant just as you. But sometimes, the same as, you know, everybody has the gigs where you go, for fuck's sake, if I went up with Bergie Boy there, I'd fucking
I know.
Brilliant.
Well, that's it. The reason I'm doing me now is because I really wanted to work out. I'll try as much new shit as I can. But with the Bergie Boy thing, you just do the voice and kind of start laughing because they're used to. Do you know what I mean? It's just that fucking. Just fucking. Oh, all right, big. When you say things like, all right, mate, how did you just? Doesn't matter what you say, right? Like, people kind of laugh, but I did have jokes in there and all. And I was like taking the jackets off and all that, and then fucking lassies were taking their pants off and look at them. I wish. But,
see, you were talking. So obviously the Bergie Boy was a character that was born out of basically just because you were out before it, weren't you? And you had all the Bergies on and all the rest of it, and that was how it was born. But you've got other characters.
Aye.
Tell us a wee bit
honestly,
about them.
genuinely think there's borderline multiple personality disorder, and I've had that for I was a wee guy. I'm sure there's something no right, because like, I was a wee guy. I think I've said this to you before. Like, now, like, you hear wee guys out with their mods and they've got English and American accents and all that. That was me. I used to constantly like talk American. My mom's like, what you doing? You know what I mean? I was like, hey man, you know what I mean? Just do mad voices all the time. I've always just done voices. Like, up until only like a year and a half ago, I never ever spoke like this. This is me just learning me. When I was, because I was always full of drugs, or always on it all the time. Me speaking to people, I didn't know who I was. I was always doing a mad fucking stupid voice here. Like that's just the way I've always been. So there's always been mad characters there, but I don't know, they just come to me. It's not as if I sit down and write, oh, I'm going to try this. They just come from anywhere, like the Sausage King thing.
I tell us a bit about the Sausage King, because if people listening to them maybe don't know the Sausage King, because I really like the Sausage King.
He speaks instant.
When it was first announced that you were coming on, there's a boy I work with called Jack McCormack, Instagram here. He said to me, oh, what the fuck, that's the Sausage King guy I've been watching videos of during lockdown.
Right.
And that's how he knew you. He didn't know the Bergie, but
right, cool.
But that's how he knew you, so
because when people like that, Sausage King, the Bergie boy are the same person. No, it's mad, but the Sausage King thing just came because I think I went and bought a packet of sausages one day, right? A packet of Richmond, and I was walking up my close and I was like, I felt as if I was doing a mad drug deal or something. You're doing to get a packet of sausages. And I just started talking like that, and ideas started flowing. And then I just made it like as if I was buying gear, buying Wally Winkies. And I just changed the oil, just crossed it, all the drugs, to like square sausages. And I just came up with this character. Then I started writing episodes and fucking filming them, and then it just blew up and all. They got a good response and everybody was loving it. And then I was just cutting about for about fucking 4 months for the summer, just in that character. Cutting about like that, what's happening? Like doing mad like that, what's happening, sexy, I'll see you coming up. So I mean, just aye. And then Ray Rogers, the other character, there's ones I forget about. There's ones I forget about, and then they just come in, and then I'll feel like doing a wee video of them or writing a wee bit about them. Ray Rogers is a adult movie star, a New York 70s porn star. Ray Rogers, your favourite adult movie star, Golden Dick winner 7 years in a row. Thank you very much.
Golden Dick winner. That
came from because I just had a tash for 2 years, just cutting about with a moustache. I was honestly, my head's fried, mate. Right? My loaf is fried, but that came for that. I had long hair away down to there and cutting about with these specs on, just a pair of pants, a towel. I've done gigs as him, just standing on the stage with a pair of pants on and a towel wrapped around us, talking about I was like, we went up and says, because Ray Rogers got a full backstory. Me and my pal wrote a full backstory for him and all that. So it's, I don't know, mate. I love the character. I suppose it's for being a wee guy watching things like fucking Scotch and Rye. I don't know if you remember that. Scotch and Rye, it's an old sketch show, Ricky Fulton. No, this is way before your time. The Naked Video was another one. See, like Rabsy Nisbet. Rabsy Nisbet was a spin-off.
He calls you fucking Rabsy, man.
That was a
club with your dad. No, that you ended that.
Man, I'll take a brick to you.
I know, because he might listen to that bit my door. Sorry, you were talking.
Cool. So I suppose it's just watching all things like that, and I don't know, man, I just loved that sort of comedy. And then I just always tried it myself, and I just take on these kind of personas and just fucking run with it. And then I just film it, just throw hundreds of shite at the wall, and some it sticks.
Because there's another thing where Ray Rogers is he's got an attorney, doesn't he?
Aye, he's got an attorney.
Aye, tell us about that, because he specialises in something, doesn't he?
Aye, he specialises, he's a fish attorney. But he's my son and all. So that Ray Rogers is a porn star. His son, Fenlon, the fish attorney, is his attorney, his guitar player, and his fluffer between scenes, right? And aye. So what else do you want to know about him?
I think I'm just more feared that after talking about Ray Rogers and all the rest of it, and then at the start talking about how you've got a massive dick, I've spent all this time trying to get this off the ground. Somebody will listen to this, funny you've got a big knob, and before you know it, I'll be your fucking fluffer. Not I mean, the ultimate backfire, man.
That's the thing I know, but like with Ray Rogers, I suppose it's just a way for me to feel good about having a wee dick. Because he's a porn star.
back
And he
to
make,
this.
but that was it. Well, me and my pal were kind of writing shit about it, and it was like, obviously, he's supposed to have a big knob, and then like, in one of the episodes at the end, he gets fucking, he's got a tiny cock. And he's not even a porn star, he's just talking shit the whole time. You know what I mean? So, but I mean, these are all things that I've been doing it for ages, but I've only done stupid wee videos. But see, like in the future, it would be brilliant to have like as maybe a sketch show or a wee series or something when you're up there, when you've
I know
done
exactly
all the
what you're
stand-up
talking
stuff.
about,
It's on the back burner, it's all there, and it's been getting written for years and years and years, and by that point it'll be good, there'll be good wee stories in it, and there'll be good jokes in it and all that, so it's always there, that stuff, know what I mean?
The one you put up recently, I honestly was howling for a good half an hour after watching it, was the Big Ned and Wee Ned. And it's like the 70s Glasgow Ned and the 90s Glasgow Ned.
Aye.
And it's like in the house and you're making the dinner.
Aye.
And like, I don't know if I showed you it. I love the older Ned character.
Aye.
I don't know why, I just love that character with
Aye,
the long
same.
hair, the shirt on, and like the old scaffold and all that. I've done
Aye.
it, you know.
That's the
I've
part
done
of
it.
the head. Like, I don't know if you've seen any Peter McDougall films for years ago.
Can't say I have.
He's a Glasgow guy, Greenock, I think. He's a writer, a director, and he made these films in the 70s for the BBC. Billy Connolly was in a few. Elephant's Graveyard, Down Amongst the Big Boys, Only a Boys Game. They're all brilliant, but that's all the patter in it. Or see, like nowadays, who you talking to, you fucking dafty? Back in the day, it was like, let's boogie, boys. I mean, you fucking tease it, pal. Like, hello. See all that shit, like, come and say hello to your Uncle Charlie. All that patter, right? So I love that and all, because that was like my dad's generation, right? So I was just kind of thought I would like to do a wee sketch with that.
It's definitely a winner, that one. I like
'Cause
that one.
It'd be good. I mean, that's just one. There could be hundreds of different scenarios with him. It's just sitting down and writing them and then filming it all.
I
You know
think,
what I mean?
I think there's some mental, because you see so many people doing like a piss take on like Neds, and they're like, they're nasally talking and all that,
Aye.
and acting like fannies. But see, like the old school Ned, like see when he's at the end of that sketch, he's on the phone to
Aye.
the 999, and the
Back
way,
hanging at his mouth.
aye, and he's like pure, obviously, just
Aye.
slash somebody to fuck,
Aye.
and it's just that brilliant, just sort of calm, normal Scottishness to kind of go like, it's a badge and pal, bring stitches, you know what I mean? Like,
Aye.
it's
An
phenomenal.
ambulance, please. Bring stitches. Somebody spilt their dinner all over the place. But see, like that, even things like that, you take wee bits away from people, because see the faggot Rumo thing. I remember when I was a wee guy, I was about 8 or 9, and I used to hang about with this fucking boy that stayed up the stair. He was a fucking nutter. His dad was a nut. His dad was a pimp. Right? He stayed up the flats, up the Whittleborough flats.
I
Big
notice how you've no way to put his Instagram.
Aye. Put his Instagram. Ricky the pimp, right? It was fucking mental, man. This cunt just wear a big leather jacket. He had a long baldy, right? He was a long bald messiah. He had a big he had a baldy napper. His hair was pure long, man. He was a fucking nut job, man, right? He was no cunt fucked about with him, man, right? He would have just volleyed cunts about the place. He was fucking mental. Ricky the pimp. And his boy was crazy and all. His boy was called James, but he's like, call me Flames. Right? You just used to cut about setting shit on fire, setting fucking scheming fire, setting hooses on fire. The cunt's in the jail now. He murdered a wee 92-year-old woman. Swear to God, right?
Brilliant. Edit this out.
Sorry. Right, just in case he sees it. I'll put the link in and you can see for yourself. But anyway, that was a big long story to get to this. See the fag king, the cigarette, and the sketch I done. This guy Ricky, right? It was just when the Sega Mega Drive, was it? Right, Terminator, Big Ricky. We weren't even allowed a shot. But like, can we get a shot? He's like, get too fuck. This cunt played the computer, stared at the computer, and he had a full lit fag sitting there. Right, and it wouldn't fall off. I was amazed. I'm like, and he used to do that. The fag would just hang at his whip, so that's where I took that for. Do you know what I mean? You always take wee bits away from everything, and comedy evolves, you know?
Definitely. And on the subject of comedy, you're now doing stand-up as just you.
Aye.
Tell us how did you get into the actual just going up and doing just you, first gig as you and all that?
Well, the first comedy gig I ever done, it was mental, right? Like, I done it as Bergie Boy. The first half an hour is me. And the second top. So my first ever gig was an hour show.
Talking about throwing yourself in the deep end.
Fucking hell, everybody I know in the comedy scene is working to that. You know what I
I've
mean?
been doing it for 15 years. I've got an hour now. My first gig was an hour. But it was, don't get me wrong, it was, I got laughs and all that, right? But a lot of it, because I did have material. I've been writing shit for fucking years and years and years. Do you know what I mean? I had material to go, ready to go. And it was in one of the fucking maddest pubs in Glasgow. Probably the maddest pub in Glasgow, the Ranza in Blackhill. Right? It's, what's it called now? I can't remember. Fuck, man, I've got a pure terrible memory. Anyway, I done it there. And as soon as I got there, like, I was standing outside and just mad cunts were just giving us a machete patter at the door, know what I mean? Like, just out of fucking jail, man. Berlin's just across the road, know what I mean? Like that, fucking just out and ignore that, fucking like, get my tag on and all that, like, fucking what time you want to. I'm like, right, cool. So I done that and I was just bamming all them up, being for Black Hill, talking about them with cunts with tags and all that, and it was good. And then a lot of the bits, I was like, oh fuck man, what am I doing here? But it was a good buzz, right? But I was full of fucking gear. Right? I was full of fucking gear. I done that, and then I just started going to things like, I don't know if you were about when it was Clusterfuck Circus. It was a night and Nice and Sleazy's.
Well,
so it was an alternative comedy night where you can do character comedy. I went to that, I sat down and there was all sorts of different Magic Mike and all that. And I was like, this is where Ray Rogers is going to start his shit. This is where Ray Rogers is going to be able to fucking bounce up. You can't do Ray Rogers in the stand. You know what I mean? maybe if I craft it well enough, but that's where I started doing Ray Rogers in there. And I loved that. But I was like, I want to just go up and be a normal stand-up comedian, not just like character comedy. So obviously just kept writing, just done hundreds of open mic gigs. Fucking aye, and then just go into it that way.
So what open mics were you? So when did you start doing it? Just you?
For the start, mate, I wasn't just doing.
What year are we talking?
2018.
2018. So you started stand up 2018.
Yeah.
What sort of open mics was there back then? Obviously, I've only been into it since November. So
Salsa, Yes Bar.
Was Salsa still on the go back then?
Mm-hmm.
Was it still Nico who was running it?
Still Nico.
Mega shout out to Nico. By the way,
there was two.
We hang
Aye, there was one in one in Burnside where I'm fae. Well, I'm not fae Burnside, but it's right next to my mum and dad's days. There was one there. There was one in Rutherglen. I can't even remember who it was that ran it. It was just called Open Comedy. Salsa, and then I think where else? The Junkyard, places like that. Aye,
brilliant.
So and then the roast battles. I got into doing the roast battles as well.
How do you? It's not something I don't think I'd want to do, but I hear a lot of people talking about them, and I've no, like, you know where to look for gigs, right?
Aye,
and
I love the roast battles because it's a challenge, because you need to write fucking about 10 or 15 good jokes. So it's you know, it pushes you to write. You're writing jokes for a specific person, and they're writing jokes for you. So you're going up, you're getting slaughtered, and you're slaughtering them back. But everyone I done, I fucking loved. Like, I pure loved them.
What's the sort of timeline? How do you find out who you're doing? Let's say like a day before, 2 days.
No,
before,
you get like fucking two. You get a month or something.
Month?
You get a bio. So I'd send him a bio. Like, look, 35. My dad's get blump. My dick's tiny. Fucking, I'm a fucking coke kid. I'm that. Just give them all the dirt you can, and they'll just write jokes about it. It's a fucking class thing, man. I love it. I love the roast, man. Honestly, I was thinking about doing some in the Vibe Room.
Well, I'm glad you mentioned the Vibe Room. That was the next thing I was going to talk about. Tell us about the Vibe Room.
The Vibe Room, right. So, Vibe Room Comedy Club, 96B Maxwell Street, in the town. Basically,
you're missing a wee bit out there. The address might not resonate with the listeners of a certain age.
Aye, well, I'll tell them where it was, no?
Look at two, right?
So it was the old Legs & Co. Guys know what I'm talking about. The old Legs & Co. Used to be Fury Murray's as well, a famous Glasgow nightclub. Anyway, I always wanted, I'd started Laugh or Cry already, right? Laugh or Cry was in the Classic Grand. Me and Al Twisted, we were going to at least try and do one or two of them a month. But going to places like the Monkey Barrel and all that with my pal Sean and sitting down and just looking about the way it's ran and all that shit, just pure, I was like to my pals, like, we could do this, we could do this. We just need the right place. And I went and looked at a few places in the town, pubs, just shite places that you couldn't do it. And then my pal, Bernard, Don's boy, I didn't even know they had that club. He phoned me, done it, Mikey, I see you're doing well with the comedy now. How do you fancy putting a wee night on? I was like, right. I was getting into this place thinking, what's it going to be like? And I walked in and I was like, fuck me. This is built for comedy. Yeah. This is like a fucking proper comedy club, like a wee jazzy 1970s New York fucking comedy place. And I'm like, the low ceilings, the paint job, the stage, the sound, everything was just, I was like, do you want to know what I know? I was pure asking for that. I know, I'm like, because it's a fucking murder to find a venue in the town, like an actual, for any sort of thing. But that just fell at my feet. But in, saw Bernard, I didn't know, I wanted to call it all different things, like I was going through lists of shit, but I wanted it to be unique. Even ones I was thinking, I was searching it, and there was like even comedy clubs in Arizona, or fucking Cornwall called it, but I wanted it to be my thing. So I was like, right, what happened when I walked in the place? I got a mad vibe, felt a vibe, and I was like, vibe room comedy, and I just sat up the whole night and made the logo and all that. Just sat, and my thumbs took out, and about 5 a.m, I went to sleep and I woke up about 12 and I'm like, fuck it. And it was just all there.
Aye.
And I was like, fuck, and I'm like, I better start booting acts and all that. And then it just all came together, and I've loved it.
I'll personally say, as an open spot from Glasgow or in Glasgow, see any other open spot comedians out there, they know the gigs that are out there, right? Like you're talking about, you do your shows, right?
Aye.
You do your shows on a Wednesday night, you go to Free For All at Monkey Barrel every second Monday. You know, you try and get to Junkyard, try and get to all these other places. But I'll be honest with you, I always wanted to fucking do Vibe Room, right? Because I think I'd only been on the go for about 2 months, and I'd seen all this stuff, and I was like, that looks like the place to get to.
Aye.
Before getting to places like the Stand and all that, because you're still trying to make your way, and you're waiting months to get in the door anywhere, or even get on Red Raw and stuff like that. And I messaged you, I don't know if you know this, I messaged you on Facebook, right? And I was like, I've been doing it for a couple of months, blah blah, any chance of a spot?
Did I not get back to you?
No, totally. No.
Do you want to know what? But do you want to know what? It probably went into the spam or something like that, or something, because I still check that now, and there's about fucking 900 comedians like, can I get a shot?
Aye, well, I
know
know what you're saying. It was mental because you accepted my friend request though. Aye, and then just dinged it. So nice one.
I think how many people fucking message me, right? But on all the different accounts.
But
what did that give you?
What happened was, we were at Solza one night and you'd come down.
Aye.
You were trying out new material, and I made sure to say to Nico, put me on before Mikey, because this is how I thought.
Did you?
Aye, I swear to God. I said to Nico, I did. I was like, put me on before, and I think I went up after you or 2 after you, because I knew you'd said that you were having to leave early to go and get the weigh or whatever.
That's right, aye.
So I was like, right,
I stayed for a wee bit longer.
Aye,
must have been fate, mate.
And when I went up and you were there, I was like, thank fuck for that. And I was going to try out new stuff, and I was like, just stick with the solid 5 that you've got. I'd done it, and I seen you enjoyed it, whatever. I was like, thank fuck for that.
I don't give a wee fist bump in the way by.
Aye, because you're sitting, because
it's the first time
I'm here on the stage, you were there, aye. It was the first time I met you. And then I came off and you left and all the rest of it, and a couple of weeks later you messaged me on Instagram going, any chance you come down to the Vibe Room? And it's honestly, right, I've named I was honestly, I mean, you could say bricked up, my dick's got the same girth at the side of a fucking fag paper, right? But but I was sitting, and I was jumping about mental. I was like, oh my God, Mikey's got me booked for the Vibe Room. And then that was it. I was never, that was probably the first time. You were the first person that ever booked me, that ever came to me. The first person that ever came to me and went, I want you.
Look at him here, he's the first person on the podcast as well.
I'm being sure. No, listen, I love it, because it's like, you see something that's good, right? And obviously, the reason I started the Vibe Room as well is to have a good environment for people, because I don't want to fucking say any bad things about different parts of the scene and all that, but there's a lot of snobbery, right? There's a lot of fucking arty-farty, fanny pish, right? And a lot of people talking behind people's backs, and sometimes it's not a nice place to be. So I wanted to create a place where you can come, get a shot, try your material, with no judgment. You go up, you do your bit in a fucking proper comedy setting. No just like a wee pub or something, right? Just a proper... And then you get fucking a good picture to take away. You get fucking a film to take away with you. So you're not just getting something away from it. I wanted to give the comedians a chance and I think that's what I've done. I've met fucking so many amazing people through it. One of the good things about it is just meeting everybody. It's already knew a lot of people in the scene, but it's just put me onto so much more people in the scene.
You and open spots and comedians alike. The amount of people I met Obi
at
the Vibe Room.
Aye.
One of the best guys ever, man.
Obi,
with him all night.
Obi was on Sunday, and see, just watch. I've seen his sets about 1,000,000 times, right? But on Sundays, I'm going to try a wee new bit, and I watched him, and he fucking, mate, I've no laughed so much in my whole life. I've no laughed so much in the Vibe Room, right? A bit he tried, a bit he done, and it was just fucking amazing. Like every cunt was greeting. Right, and then he was bombing after that. It was so good to watch. Mate, it was just amazing to just see. Like, I was like, this is what it's all about, man. And it's just so good, man. Like,
I would definitely say right now that it's listening or watching this, whether it be open spot comedians or just listeners and punters or whatever, the next Vibe Room, what was the date for it?
19th of May.
19th of May.
Get a ticket. It's fucking dino. Every show is always amazing. We've had fucking sellout shows. We've had really busy ones. We've had ones with 15, 20 people in, and it doesn't matter if there's 15, 20 people there. It looks busy with all the chair, the way it's set out. It's always a good night. There's never been a bad night in there ever.
I totally agree with that. It's definitely, if I know I've got the Vibe Room coming up or in that week, I'm like, oh, amazing. Do you know what I mean? Because there's some gigs you go, oh, fuck, I'm not sure about this one. But even regardless of whether it's the full place is packed out or like you say there's 10 or 15, 20 people, it's still, I don't know what it is. There's just,
they're always up for it.
It's the fucking vibe. It's mental.
There's been one night in there, I think it was actually my first time hosting one in there, and I was a bit shaky. I was nervous. I was all over the place, and that was the only night that I felt was nae. It was good. All the other comedians were class, but I felt like I was just shaky as fuck and didn't know how to get a bit new. When I got there, I'm just fucking don't give a fuck.
Hosting's a different ball game, man.
It's a different thing for just normal comedy,
I
mate.
prefer it.
Aye, same.
I've got to be honest, I prefer
same.
it to
Seen Sunday there, mate. One of my favourite ever gigs ever. I spoke to the whole fucking crowd, bammed every one of them. Every cunt was just abroad there. I just felt so good. I was just me. I wasn't in a shell, trying new stuff out. I was just the way we're talking now and having a laugh with everybody and just making it good. You alright for time? You want to?
No, I was just having a burp there, and I didn't want to do it into the mic. That was it. Just like you're saying about the MCing, just briefly touching on that. There's no freedom like it, is there?
No.
I think it's just like when you go up to MC, like sometimes you will have a shocker, right? Or you not have a shocker, but you'll maybe have ones you go, that was alright. I done a job. I spoke to somebody and ripped a piss out them because they fucking had a shit job or whatever. And then there's other ones where you got, like, see the man at Unchained that I was so fortunate enough today. See the boy that was going to work in the Gannett. And we get the menu up and we tore it to fucking.
Mate, he was in on Sunday.
Did you jar him up for it?
I didn't say. I was pounding him about being a chef, and then the birthday had brought in, and I was just winding the two of them up. But that was him. that was him. I didn't want to fucking go down that route because obviously you had said it. You know what I mean? I wasn't going to start talking about Gannett. No. I did say, I says, would you cook like Gannett? That's what my mom used to call me when I was a wee guy. You know what I mean?
Because this one I done it Unchained in McCool's, another amazing comedy show on a Sunday. Definitely check it out. There was one of the boys, this boy I spoke to, and he was for Glasgow, but he was working in London as a chef, and he'd come back up to Glasgow and he was going for an interview in the Gannett at this point. So we ended up just getting the menu up, and it was a £70 set menu, right? And we tore it to shreds because it was like £70 and you get tea and toast. Like, get yourself fuck, right. Remember? And then there was the other one was Dunlop cheddar, right? And I'm not being funny, mate. I think that's a bit of a snide make, right? And that way it went down well, but at the same time I was like, I hope there's nobody to wear Dunlop in here. I was going to punch my fucking lights.
Mate, I even looked to check to see if I had anyone.
Dunlop socks.
Aye. What was the other thing? There was something mushroom, something fungus or something. I don't know, but it was good what he done, mate. He got the tech guy put the fucking menu up on the back wall. He was just going through it all. Mate, that was like the best I've ever seen you.
Oh, thanks for it. Have you seen me
I
since?
said that to you at the side when I came out. I was like, I remember I was like, that was class. You done fucking really well there, mate.
I think there's so much. I like the pressure of an MC because there's that much pressure. Like, all right, you can get an opener in and you can be a really good opener and pay them all the money you want, but you've still got to warm up to the opener. Do you know what I mean? I feel as if you've got to have that energy. Like, you're brilliant at it because for the minute your name gets shouted, Paddy shouts your name, you're like, it's fucking come on. Do you know what I mean? And that's what you need to work a crowd. Because I've been to gigs and like the person introducing the MC's just been like, oh, welcome to the stage, the MC and compare for the scene. And the crowd are like, oh, for fuck's sake. And then the MC goes up and they're like, oh, what do you do for a living? Oh, you work now, you good at stacking shelves. And you're like, fucking get me to fuck. Do you know what I mean?
I think where I got that for was I've been an MC anyway, like at raves. Do you know what I mean? Dealing with cunts bouncing a bit mental, and I'm on the stage, like fucking MCing and getting everybody right up for it. So I just took that and put it into that, and just the fucking energy thing. You know what I mean?
So we're kind of want to look at what's coming up for Mikey. What's going to be happening? We mentioned, I think we spoke earlier before we come in here. You were thinking about trying to get your own podcast back up because you've done a couple of episodes on YouTube in the lockdown and you were doing it yourself, so it was hard enough. And mega shout out to the green room, by the way.
Mega shout out to the green room. What a fucking room, man.
Well, there you go. You can get your own
comfy seats.
Have you even got a toilet?
You'll need a piss on the podcast. No, it's class. I started the podcast in lockdown because there was no stand-up, man. There was no... I needed to... I felt as if I wanted to get a lot of stuff out as well. I wanted to just do a solo podcast. I watched a lot of podcasts like Joey Diaz, Uncle Joey's joint, Joey Diaz, and there was times I was feeling fucking right down, and that was a highlight for me.
Definitely, mate.
When I was watching it, I looked forward to it, and it made me feel better. And I thought, I'm just going to do that because it's going to give me something to work on. It's going to give me something to do. So that's what I done. But it was just all the editing myself and all that stuff. It was too much, right? It got too much for me. And I was wanting to do one a week, and I'm like, who the fuck am I kidding? I said I was going to do one a month, then I started missing it. I think I done 4 or something, right? I done 4, and then I'm like, nah. But I definitely want to start it back up again because I've got a lot of shit I want to talk about, and I'm supposed to be starting another podcast with Stephen Galone. Shout out to Stephen Galone, put his Instagram up. Mum's Lasagna, what we're going to call it. There's a whole story behind that, I know, but so definitely, it's just finding the time now. See, because live comedy's back, gigs are back, DJing's back. I've not got fucking time. I know it's only sitting down for an hour, right? But it's just finding the time to do it, finding the energy, the stuff to talk about, and then just editing it all together. And I might just fucking do it in here. You know what I mean? Because it's a lot.
First podcast I watched it today to sort of get a bit of background about you. You know, obviously you spoke about and how you've dealt with death your whole life.
Aye.
And but there was some deaths that came and sort of pushed you over the edge into a really bad place. Do you want to sort of open up and speak about that a bit?
Aye, mate. Basically, so obviously my mum died a couple of years ago. In the mix of all that, my mum died. My granddad died just before that. My cousin, who's like my big brother,
Paul.
died, Paul. And my uncle Mick died, I know. And then even before that, mate, like just my boys for the scheme were just dying. After my uncle died, I went away on holiday, and my 2 pals died. So just everybody's just dropping like flies, man. My half of my family are all dying. My pals are all dying. So it fucking got us down. Do you know what I mean? I didn't know how to deal with it. And obviously because I was always a kind of big boozer and a raver, just constantly on it, fucking all the time. The kind of Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursdays for me were just fucking horrific. And I just didn't know what to do with myself, and it was just everything was all building up. I'd fell out with my missus at the time and all, so I felt as if I was just getting fucking. I was trying to, move on with my life and, move forward, and I felt as if I just kept getting fucking knocked down constantly, one thing after the other. Like, what next? And then I think I'd mentioned on the podcast, don't mind saying it, I was on. The doctor had put us on these tablets called sertraline. It's an antidepressant. I don't really know the technical terms, and that's something I've got to even kid on a day, but it's obviously to fix the chemical imbalance in your brain, numbs you down, kind of stops your emotions, and I kind of basically just turned into a zombie, right? And I was just, I completely changed. I was always laughy, jokey, just with everybody, and had a good job and all that. Had a cracking job in an office. I fucking used to wear a different suit to work every day. I was always looking smart. I went for that to just completely going right downhill and turning into a mad Jake ball. You know what I mean? And it just because I was so depressed, I wasn't want to get out of my bed or anything like that. I just didn't want to be. You know what I mean? When I was getting my daughter, that was picking us up a wee bit, but when she'd go back to stay with her ma, I was just fucking on it all the time. And then I made a decision to come off the tablets, and that's when probably the hardest time in my life. And I know for a fact now that I had to go through it because I'm here now, but I had, for this, when I think back now, it's so fucking hazy, but it was either between 4 and 7 months, I just hell inside my head because I came off the tablets, I came off cocaine, I came off eckies, weed, booze, ket, everything that I was taking. I gave it up at the one fucking time.
Cold turkey.
Cold turkey. So if you can imagine somebody like quitting just the fags, right, cigarette, you get withdrawals.
If you for the past hour going like I'm choking
I'm
for
dying for this now. You can imagine somebody coming off just weed, you get fucking mad mental nightmares and all that. You can aye, it's like it's a bit. And then obviously I've come off all that plus these tablets, so I was just wonky as fuck, right? I was all the place, right? My head was up my arse, really. But I kind of I pushed everybody away. And it was weird. I was trying to do a brave face to people and put this mad fucking as if I was alright on, but really I was dying inside. I was turning up to my work, fucking just tripping with my nut, right? Just constantly, just mad with it all the time, just constantly partying. And then I lost the jobs and I was fucking trying to get into other jobs, and I was losing them, and I just knew I need to pack this in.
Was there like a turning point, a like official low that you just thought, right, fuck this is it? Like that, like a moment that you realised, was it maybe just a moment you had with your daughter, you thought like, I need to change all this for her, or was it just...
I suppose it was like when my mom died. I was really, before that, my mom was really no well, right? And before, all the stuff with like my cousin and all my pals and like my uncle, I was like, right, I've got a daughter. I don't want to die and leave her the way I'm feeling now. I can't do that. So I did really try. There was a good few times I tried to get sober. I done like 1 month and then I was back on it. I done 2 months, I was back on it. I think the most I'd ever done was like 3 months.
Yep.
And I was back on it again. But when my mom went, that's what I said in the podcast, is like, I've got like fucking really 2 choices here. I can either go right off the rails and keep going the way I'm going, and who am I? I'm not a fucking superhero. I'll be next. You know what I mean? Or I can just fucking chuck it all. Just really give my comedy and my DJing 100%, be a professional, just turn it all about, turn into the best guy I can be. And then that came later, but when I did give everything up, as I said, it was hell. It was like PTSD shit. It was like I was really like, I was kind of hallucinating and all that. Like it was like I was seeing shit so real and so vivid. Everything that I've done in my past, good or bad, I relived it all. I was back there in the moments, and I couldn't get away from it. It was like I was facing all my demons. All my demons just came, and I didn't want to live because I felt as if I was getting choked. I couldn't. The only thing that was keeping me going was my daughter, but I really fucking didn't want to be here, and it just kept going on and on and on and on in my head. And I was thinking to myself, how can I live? How can I continue to live the rest of my life like this? How can I do this? And then I basically just surrendered to it all. I put my hands up. I accepted everything. I accepted everything I've ever done in my life. I accepted all the deaths, everybody dying. I faced it all, and shit just started to get better. Shit just started to get lighter. I started to feel good. I was just feeling it. I was waking up every morning just fucking buzzing to be alive, just buzzing to be breathing. Everything and then I just started being grateful for fucking every single wee tiny thing, all the big things, all the wee things. And since that day, I've never stopped being grateful. There's like no a day goes by that I don't have a wee moment with myself and just stay at, talk to whoever it is. I'm not talking to God or Allah or anything like that. I'm talking to the universe. And I just basically appreciate even all the bad stuff that's happened in my life. I appreciate it because I'm the guy I am now because of all that. And even though it was a fucking cunt of a time, I'm glad I went through it because I'm here and I feel like I hated myself so much. I hated myself, man. So, I fucking hated myself, and now I spent took the time to actually fall in love with myself again. No, like, I love myself like that, in a way that I actually properly got to know me again. And it's like, I don't know, man. I just love myself again. I actually took the time to go through everything in my head and accept it all and be thankful for everything. And now everything just in my life is so much lighter. I have my bad days, but I feel just such a happy person.
So say there's somebody right now listening to the podcast that's in the situation that you were in there. Have you got any sort of advice or any sort of something that you can just give them that might help them get to where you are now, loving yourself and like, knowing that dark place, or no addicted to or struggling with bevying or getting on it or anything like that?
I would. The one thing that I didn't do that I always wish I did was ask for help.
Definitely. If there's...
I didn't. You know the stigma that goes about it, like the people asking. Guys don't want to do it because it's a hard man thing. It's built into you. You know, guys bottle everything up, and it's just no programmed into you to speak out. And then obviously you've got the people that saying if you know they're feared to write something on social media in case people think they're just chasing likes or they're just being an attention seeker. What I didn't do was ask for help, and I went through all that myself. Right? Hellish. No, I would ask for help. What the places that you can go to? You know, I don't know. Is it the Good Samaritans or who else is there?
You've got anybody? You've got me. You've got the page. You've got anyone?
All these places even message me. But the main thing I would say to anybody that's in a really dark place and a dark hole at is you need to forgive yourself. You need to accept what's happened in your life. It doesn't matter what if you've no got a lot. You know, if you say you're depressed because you've got a wedding and you've not got enough money to, you know, buy them clays or buy them, you know, food, put food in their belly or anything like that, and you need to love yourself, and everything just starts to change. You need to seriously go inside yourself and just get to know yourself and just and it's the hardest thing to do because you hate yourself and you don't want to be yourself. You're depressed, you don't even want to be in your own skin, but you really need to take a look at yourself and just go back and just fucking just let it all go, just surrender to it. That's what I would say. And
definitely,
and always ask for help.
You were talking about getting the help and stuff like that.
Aye.
There's obviously like Freed Up as well.
Freed Up, aye, as well. Aye. Freed Up's a night with Donna Boyd, homegrown always best, and Freed Up. She puts on amazing events for sober people that are in recovery, ex-drug addicts and alcoholics, and they're amazing nights. Like, I mean, it's good. It's a good thing because, like, the culture that we grew up in is a booze and drug culture. You can't get away from it. You get a bevy for anything. The Fitbit zone, get a bevy. The darts zone, get a bevy. The lottery on, let's get a bevy. Right, it's fucking
43.
Aye, like, yeah, let's get one number. No, but it's just, it goes with everything. You get a pint, mobile phone, get some gear. It's brutal, right? But the thing that Donna's trying to do is show people that you can go out
and have a good night
and have a cracking night. Day raves, comedy nights, you can go out, have a belter, wake up the next day, you don't want to kill yourself, you've not got a hangover, you know, you've not spent all your money, right? And it's that's what it's all about. The 3 dark nights are brilliant. But I would speak to whatever your problem is. I would go and speak to anybody about it. If it's like if you've got a drug habit or anything like that or any sort of thing, go and speak to people
quite a
about
lot, mate, more often than not, people don't realise that their pals are there to help, and their pals, if they've got pals that judge them, then they're not really their fucking pals.
No,
you know
that's
what I mean? Most pals will be there for everyone. I know my pals are certainly there for me, and I know I'm there for them. Do you know what I mean?
If you go to your pal with a problem and you tell them,
Always.
and I mean, I opened up to one of my pals, and it was New Year, and it was after like a fucking 4 or 5 day, mushy, heater coke, all the psychedelics in the bag party, and we were in a wee studio like this. It was like a wee room like this. We had a studio in the barras, and me and my pal were in it for fucking days. We didn't go out, and then other people were coming up with other pals, and I just had a heavy badging, like a mega badging, and I opened up to my pal. I told him everything that was going on in my head. I was just greeting. I was just like, I broke down. I'm like, mate, this is happening to me. I've got fucking voices in my head. They're telling me to do this. They're telling me to do that. I don't know what I'm doing. I don't want to be here. And he just fucking came here. You're all right. We'll sort it out. And he says, I'll fucking stay off it with you. And he lasted for a week or something. But
What a laugh at guy's recovery attempt.
it lasted a week. And no, but see the thing is, right, it's like the main, if you want to get off it as well, like, the hardest thing is all your pals, one will get and get a bevy, getting you when you're trying to stay out. See, if I had to break up with some pals, right, no break up saying I'll never want to speak to you again, nothing like that. I got my pal Gov up, sat him down a Wednesday night, across the table, got a wee munch, and it felt like I was breaking up with a bird. I was like, look mate, like, what is it, Mick? I'm like, it's not working out. I can't see you anymore. I was like, it's no you, it's me. Right? I'm like, I can't get on it anymore, and I mean it. That's it. Don't ask me. Tell all the boys. And he's like, right, fucking right. And they all got on board. And everybody knows I'm sober now.
I bet now you can go out with them.
I can go out with them, have a good night.
Do you know what I mean?
I'm on the water, the ice and the lime, that's my swag. You know what I mean? And I enjoy it.
Especially when you're out DJing, innit? I remember you saying you like the non-alcoholic beer as well.
Like a non-alcoholic beer, aye.
My dad likes the non-alcoholic beer if he's on call.
That's me.
Like, thing there for all the ladies out there.
See, the thing is, right, it's like, I never ever drank beer to get drunk. I drank a pint because I like a pint. It's the buzz, man. it's quenching the thirst and the taste it, right? Like going and getting a pint in a hot day. It's fucking howling. It's going and get a pint in a hot day. So see now, see if I could go a pint, see if I go into a pub and get a non-alcoholic beer. That's just me getting a pint. It tastes like a pint and I'm like,
and you've not got the fucking sore head the next day.
Aye, mate.
And the bloated belly. Do you still get the bloated belly off it?
Aye, mate.
I think if you were at a
You can fucking tell us.
Says you.
I'll tell you one thing though. See they fucking roll-ups. I wake up in the morning with a hangover with them.
Oh, mate.
I can't stop smoking them.
Roll-ups. It's called 3-in-1s, put the thing that, no, it is mate. Fucking on. You've got terrible asthma and you're smoking a vape, by the way.
But it's environmentally friendly.
Not to your lungs, it's no.
Listen,
we mean Mikey, your funeral with ties on.
I can go a full day if it's smoking that if I want to. I was rough the other day and thought I'm not even smoking that vape today. I can't be bored with it. Easy, not a problem. Then he's chuff it once. I fucking wanted to, but
well done. Right, I think we've got to know you quite well. I just want to round up with some quick fire questions. Just, I know you said earlier you could talk for fucking hours, and we have near enough been here for a time. So I think we'll just, so we'll just do some quick fire questions. First thing that comes to your head. Does that sound alright?
Aye.
Alright, in terms of comedy, best gig. No, he doesn't want to talk, you're joking. No, right, there's been a good few. There've been hundreds of good tunes, hundreds of bad tunes. My favourite one was up when I headlined up at Aberdeen Rock Hopper. Done 30 minutes. Nobody knew my material up there. I get right behind all the jokes, fucking just zinging and zanging, just going for it. Loved it. Last Sunday in Oriel,
fucking dynamite. Just that, honestly, they just keep getting better. You have the bad ones, but the bad ones are the good ones because that's the ones you learn for, and they just keep getting better and better.
Completely agree. Talking about the badgings, worst ever gig.
Worst ever gig, probably.
Right now.
I'm bombing, I'm dying. What was I got to say? No, there's been a few, but I would say that the first time I hosted the Vibe Room, for me, it was a great gig, but for me, everybody was saying that was good, but I personally, I felt
Right.
it
I
was
know what
shite.
you mean.
I'd done a gig in Gulp before to 5 old women, and my material was just about wanking. That
Lusty material, man.
I know, mate. That didn't go well. And then see the gig I done for Des McLean a couple of weeks ago. That didn't go great. And I've learned so much. I'm glad I done it because I went up. I at the start. I lost them at the start because there was about 22 people there. We're an older audience. I went up at the start and I lost them, and I had to win them back. And I won them back, so that was good. But it taught me to use the stuff that I used at the end, at the start. I learned so much for it. You learn so much for the bad ones.
Do you learn much more for bombing than you do for
Of course, mate. You need to, I mean, you can't get a fucking six-pack with doing sit-ups. You need to feel the pain to get the end result. You go on a bike, when you're learning how to ride a bike, you go on stabilisers, and you take them off your phone and your cunt all the time until you get really good. It's the same as eating.
The greatest teacher's bombing on,
Mate.
they say bombing, right? But I prefer dying on your arse, like fucking proper raw. You're like, fuck me. Like, sometimes I've done ones where it's put me off. Like, you go, I'm never gigging again.
Mate,
These are just fucking dreadful.
You could bomb in front of 2-3 people in the pub, right? And you walk outside and you think every cunt in the street knows that you've just bombed. You're walking about like, oh fuck, everybody knows this, man. And you got
see, if I was bombing, I used to get driving home from my dad, go, I was fucking shitting it, I'm chucking this is fucking bollocks and all that. Do you know what I mean? You do, and you think everybody knows.
I don't care about, man.
There was 2 old guys in the fucking pub that have been in there for 20 years. They weren't bombing, they just weren't listening to you. Do you know what I mean?
Every crowd is different, man. I've done that material that I've done in Desi's in front of hundreds of times, and it's worked every time in front of older people, but it just wasn't it just didn't work for some reason. But I needed that to happen. That's the way. I'm not but what did I take away for that? All sorts of shit. And I knew it's made me, that one gig has made me better already. Because of all the stuff I've learned for it.
Next question, favourite character of yours?
Favourite character? I had one called Pat Noodle. I got a perm, right? I got a perm about fucking 5 years ago, right? And for a year, I cut about calling myself Pat Noodle. And everybody in my work, like if they called me Mikey, I went half my nut with them. I'm like,
my name's fucking Pat Noodle.
Pat Noodle, just a mad fucking gallus cunt, Pat Noodle. And I had a moustache, and it was basically like Begbie, but no Begbie and just a perm and a moustache. Pat Noodle was good, but again, he's fucking long gone, man. He's away. That's what I'm saying. I take on these personas and I just end up, they take over my life and then until I snap, like, what the fuck? And then new Facebook memories come up and like, fucking hell, man, that's heavy duty. I was just cutting about like that for fucking a year with a perm.
Family members, you're like, my name's no Mikey.
But it wasn't like a mad curly, it was a fucking, my hair was down, it was like a perm. I'm not right.
I think you should bring that back because you were talking potentially next year at the Fringe. You would love to do a show where it's essentially what you'd probably see on the. I think you would love the main goal to be on the telly with all these characters.
Aye.
Do you get what I mean? But at the Fringe, I think that'd be brilliant.
It'd be a good show. It'd be like, say, we get a host. Obviously, the host goes up and introduce Bergie Boy. Bergie Boy goes up and does fucking 5 minutes. The host comes back out. Oh, the Sausage King. Sausage King comes up and then just all my characters. I've got a wee old guy, Rupert McAlpine, 72, Canvas Lang, Rupert McAlpine, 72. Honestly, just to be different things. Like as I said, there's ones I forget about. I know, and I would like to have a wee show like that. And then that's basically just kind of showcasing all it. in the one go, but I'd be fucking knackered after that.
I know. I would definitely go to see it. I know what you're saying about somebody hosting. I think if this is the Fringe next year, I've got nothing on it. The Fringe next year, as far as I'm aware.
I've got nothing on it.
I think we've got our styles complement each other. Good stuff. Right. I think we should wrap up, but it's my honestly this segment I've been looking forward to it for so long. We are going to finish up with a segment called Biddy's Bottle.
Biddy's Bottle.
Now this is going to be a short wee quiz,
right,
where I'm going to ask you, Biddy, to leave the room. I'm going to pose the questions to Mikey, and we're going to do that, and then you're going to come back in, and we'll get you to do the questions
and
as well.
Mikey wins, you get a me swag bag, one of these t-shirts, pine beans as well.
Yeah,
it's a good t-shirt. I like it.
So there's prizes up for grabs, so it's best.
Am I heading to the pisher again?
Aye, do that if you don't mind.
I'll push anyway.
Right, mate. Biddy Bar, cheers, mate. Thank you, Biddy. Thank you. Nobody listening.
I know, make sure he shuts the door. He's a cheating bastard.
Right, okay. You need to cover your ears, mate, I know.
Shut up.
Okay.
Right, Mikey, we're going to put... I actually don't... Mate, you don't have a stopwatch, do you? Or anything like that, man. Like 30 seconds or something. You got 30 seconds, and then just give him the finger or something. Right. Oh wait, have we started?
Go.
What was the name of the old strippers where the Vibrant Comedy Club is?
Legs and Co.
Former Radio 1 DJ today has been accused of sexual misconduct. Who was it?
Tim Westwood.
What colour is the third jacket Bergie Boy wears in the video?
Black.
What does Ray Rogers' attorney specialise in?
Fish attorney.
And where was my first ever gig?
Your first ever gig? Monkey Barrel.
Correct. That's all the questions. Well done. Well within the time as well. That's superb.
Get the 5 of them.
He got the 5 of them. Come on! He's going to need to pull this out the bag to
They were like the first few questions on who wants to be a millionaire.
They were, weren't they? I think it's the first episode. I think it's made a bit challenging by then getting him out of shell a wee bit, because you know what
Cheers,
he's like.
mate. So what happens if he needs to get them all right?
Well, if he
gets them all right,
if he gets them all right, we'll go to a tiebreaker, which
right.
It's not going to happen, no. But we'll see how we go. Craig, when you're ready, pal, he'll be doing that with his dick. He'll try to fucking reel it back in like a garden hose. Do you know what I mean? Honestly, it's fucking huge.
Is it?
Oh, it's
how big are we talking? Like, was it chunky? Like,
see, the thing is,
a big chunky dauber.
When he's flaccid and throwing it about, it was fucking mental. Aye, we're ready for you. Mate. We're ready for you. Okay.
It's question time, my man.
We're going to put 30 seconds on the clock here. Just park your bum.
Well, it's basically, is it basically stuff I've been talking about through the show?
Well, it shows how in tune you are. See, to be fair, see if you got all these right, I'll be incredibly impressed. I tell you what,
we'll get out of the, if we go through, if it's a tie,
there is a tie.
We'll get a game of soggy biscuit. First pie come wins.
What?
I don't know, mate.
Is that a rule?
I'll bring it.
Is it the rule? Is it the first one?
That's a different game. Soggy biscuit is if you can. The
last one's got to eat it.
Biscuit.
Again, Saturday night in your house. Right. Am we ready with the clock?
Yep.
Right, we'll count us in. 3, 2, 1, go. What was the name of the old strippers where Vibe Room Comedy Club is?
Legs and Co.
Today, a former Radio 1 DJ has been accused of sexual misconduct. Who was it?
Hugh Evans.
Right, sorry. What colour is the third jacket Bergie Boy wears in the video?
Red. No, it's fucking not red, but red.
Right. What does Ray Rogers' attorney specialise in?
Fish attorney.
And where was my first ever gig?
What's in Edinburgh? Fuck. Bastard.
Oh yes. So you got I'll give you your due, right. So did you say Legs and Co? I'll be on. Did he say Legs and Co? I mean, need to watch that back. They did.
Bergie Boy's first one's black. It was blue. Is it blue? The third one.
It was. Well, I'll go through them, right. So the strippers where Vibe Room is, it used to be Legs and Co. The former Radio 1 DJ today came out as accused of sexual misconduct was Tim Westwood, not Hugh Evans.
Specky tube.
I really hope that this never actually sees the light of day, man. It was the last thing I want is Hugh Evans fucking phoning us up going, I'm doing news for slander. I'm not sexually
sorry, DJs that are coming out as it's like Jimmy Savile, Tim Westwood, Mikey Motion.
Coming to you in the papers next week.
The third question, what was the third jacket Bergie Boy wears? It was black. It's the blue, red, then the black. Ray Rogers' attorney is a specialised in fish attorney, so well done. I'm actually mega impressed you got that.
Well done, mate.
And my first ever gig, you were on the right lines. It was in Edinburgh and it was at Monkey Barrel. So sadly, you lose.
This is bullshit.
So if we keep this going,
This is a fucking outrageous. I'm not doing the podcast again.
how? I think the questions were fair. Do you not think the questions were fair?
Questions fair. He knows Bergie Boy inside out. I watched the video fucking 7 years ago.
Mate, you know what? See, when one of the comments on that video when I was getting slated was, I've never seen somebody taking jackets off, and as they take the jacket, they said, I've never seen somebody taking so many jackets off, and then the more as they take the jackets off, they get fatter. Because the fucking one I had on less, my belly was pure bottom with it.
So, Mikey is the winner of the quiz, so I'll get you, Craig, to present him with his very own Pine Bean Show t-shirt, as well as, wait a wee minute, I get this. Right. How good's this or not?
Best day ever.
Fraser's 2 Scotch pies.
Oh, yes.
And we
Look at
couldn't
that,
get the Heinz
guys.
because we're running about Canvas Line trying to fun it, and Aldi only do them. So there's your dinner.
Cheers, guys. Thanks a lot.
No worries.
Yeah. Thanks, mate.
Mikey,
Thanks.
pleasure having you on, mate. Brilliant.
Listen, it's like...
I wasn't Heinz. I'm
Corral.
so sorry.
Listen,
I was
we
not
were
Heinz.
running about daft Canvas Line.
Look,
trying
beans
to-
are beans. Beans
I tell him I wasn't buying them.
There's not too much trouble. No, see, the thing is, I wanted to tell you, I love a good pine beans, right? And how do you make your pine beans, just quickly? How do you make it?
My mum makes it. I don't make a dinner at all.
Right, no, I was going to tell you how I make mine, right? And it's like, I get 2 pies, put them in the air fryer, right?
Right.
Leave them in there for 10 minutes. Right? 10 minutes.
That's not.
And then I get grated cheese, put it in there, right? Back in the air fryer for 3 minutes. Cheese is all melted.
I'm liking it.
Beans over the top. Amazing.
I will be taking
Fucking
back off him tonight, by the way.
Brilliant. That's what I'll be doing tonight.
Going to need to tax them beans.
I'll be stopping on the way home for a big block of cheese.
Well, it's me that's driving them, so we'll definitely do that. I just want to say thank you very much for coming on and being the first guest of this.
Oh.
But we hope it'll be a continuous thing, and it brings enjoyment, lessons learned to people, I suppose, because you're a deep big cunt, and you were having your shining moment there when Mikey was pouring his heart and soul out, and you're sitting there going like, oh, brilliant, or
I've just got a match on Tinder. Sorry, guys.
I just sit and swipe endlessly, and it's
Hold on a minute. I want to see who it is. See
Let's
if she's any
show
nice.
it to the camera.
Wait a wee minute here.
Why message her? Why let me message her?
None of this is going
Why
to get
let
out.
me message her?
None of this is
Go on
going
the
to get
show.
out.
Oh, aye.
Oh, aye. Bergie Boy likes.
We're going on to early rate here.
25 mile away, get the fuck. No, listen, guys. I appreciate the two of yous, Pine Beans, for getting us on. I love a good podcast, and I'm fucking delighted to have broke in your podcast virginity.
Aye.
It's a great show, and I wish you all the best and all the success with it.
Thank you very much
And
for
I'd
coming
love
on.
to come
I
back.
don't think we could have had a better first guest, to be honest with you.
Well, thanks, guys.
I totally agree with that. I don't think we could have had a better first episode than all.
There's only one more matter of business to get on me, and that's the giveaway.
Oh
There's a
fuck!
50
I
there's a
right
50
enough. I
there's a
was trying to stop
there's a
something
50
for
quid
50
giveaway.
quid there. Right, that's right. Okay, great. Get the number generator
So,
up.
random.
Get the number generator. I totally forgot about that. That's a good shout, Craig.
That's a cracker, this t-shirt, man.
It is T-shirt Nation, by the way. Unfucking believable. Get
How
a wee
many
thing
people
there.
was it? 106. I got it.
Hold on, right. So there
Right.
was all in. There was 167 people.
okay,
167. Get
Got the
get.
generator here.
Do you want Mikey to spin it? His magic.
Do you want to
finger?
spin it?
You're going to make somebody £50
How
richer.
generate?
How does this feel? It's amazing. Here we go.
I get to announce it?
Just
Just tell me the number.
and
and
tell me
I've
what
got it
number
here.
it is.
Right, tell it now.
Alright.
Number 102.
102. I'm
102
just looking
is.
down my list. The folk will be shouting for a fix here.
Probably.
It's your bra's wife.
Kerry.
Well done to Kerry.
Well done.
We'll get in touch. I'm not getting in touch. Craig can do
Who's the
it.
winner?
My bra's wife. His bra's wife.
Listen,
That is a
Mikey
total
Motion
fix.
was the one that pressed the button. 102.
What's her name?
Kerry Biddulph.
Congratulations, Kerry. What did she win? £50?
£50.
Brilliant. Superb.
There'll be calls for a
Right.
fix on that, won't they?
Thanks very much, everyone, for listening. Big shout out to Green Room and my man here producing.
Yep.
So,
Cheers,
if any
my
are
man.
looking to start a podcast, this is the place to go.
1,000,000%. And thank you very much if you have stayed to this this long end, and thank you very much for all the support from the followings on social media for the £50 giveaway. We'll be bringing you another episode out in the next couple of weeks. So thank you very much for listening. Thank you, Craig, for doing this. Thank you, Mikey, for being on.
Cheers, guys. Appreciate that.
Take care.
Pie and beans.
Fine beans, baby.